Michael Jordan, Hakeem Olajuwon, and Clyde Drexler, because you're a fantastic general manager, what you would do is, on the left side, you pick a mentee. So someone that's going to get mentored by the mentor. And then on the right side, you're going to pick the mentor. Now, each mentor can mentor one mentee at a time and up to 3 badges. So what I would recommend is look for the badges that the mentor.
And those are the starting lineups. Lots of interesting matches. The NBA on 2K Sports. It's a beautiful Sunday afternoon. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. From the sideline, our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge. Now a look at Philadelphia's starting lineup. Bobby Portis out there with Kelly Oubre. Then it's Joel Embiid. Then it's Ellis. And it's the kid in at the point guard. And for Brooklyn, the forward spots will be Bridges and Johnson. Dennis Schroeder is out there with Thomas. And it's Claxton in at the center, locking down the middle. We still have plenty of games left to play here in the regular season, Clark. Is it too early to start thinking about the playoffs?
You know, that's kind of an interesting question. It really depends. For players, I don't think so. I mean, it's never too early to think about postseason goals. That should always be foremost in your mind. For us, yes, we have no business making predictions right now, Clark. But that was a quick foul for him there. The refs are certainly calling it close.
Here's the kid, started by Schroeder, and a wide open look for Portis. From outside, off the mark. And it's Schroeder with the ball. He brings it up for the Nets. To the middle, here's Bridges. Can't hit that one. Great D that time from Oubre. Embiid, the pass to the kid. Kicks it out to Ellis. And taken away by Johnson. Cloak loose. Lobbed up there for Embiid. Takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
And Embiid has a really high basketball IQ, superb at recognizing when to leap for the alley-oop jam.
Ellis against Thomas. And the pass to Schroeder. And Embiid pulls it down.
And he did everything he could to make that shot as difficult as possible.
And you know what, guys? That will pump him up because he takes a ton of pride in what he does on defense.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Well, this early, they should be showing a lot more energy on defense. It's not there.
Yeah, another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively here so far.
Boy, Brooklyn GA did all they could to assemble a championship team, and look what happened.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, you take your swings in this league, and sometimes it works. Sometimes you have to retool, and they still have some good players to build around.
Nice angle on that replay with the AT&T 5G Slam Cam. Here's the kid, started by Schroeder, and the dunk by Embiid.
Oh, and the lead gets bigger on a ridiculous offensive sequence.
That dunk alone would have been spectacular. Never mind it coming at the end of an alley-oop.
Well, I tell you what, they've got this team just a step away from being completely sleep.
And it's blocked. So it looks like the Nets will retain possession here.
Lady basketball.
Johnson kicks to Thomas. Pass to Schroeder. Another steal. For the finish. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
When you find yourself up double digits in the first quarter, you know you're doing something right.
Well, they're doing everything right. How about that? I mean, this could turn into a blowout very quickly.
Now, here's Thomas. Saw him with 29 points last game. And the first timeout called of the game for Brooklyn. They come in fresh off a win against the Heat.
Well, you look at the points they produced in that game, great adjustments on the offensive end.
Well, it's really hard to stop them when they're in a groove offensively, and they were in a comfort zone all game long in that one.
So for the Nets, Sharps checked in for Nicholas Claxton. Trendon Watford comes in for Johnson. And it's Ben Simmons in for Dennis Schroeder. And the 76ers also making a change. Maxey's checked in, and the shot is good.
Nimble inside play by Bridges, working his way to a close-range shot.
Here's the kid, Thomas covering. Inside, Bridges with the steal.
Last 2 minutes to play. First quarter.
And it's Philadelphia with the rebound. And this is their first time matched up with Brooklyn this year.
Yeah, some history here, though. Of course, they won that first-round series, and last year's playoffs ended up sending them packing.
Added incentive in a game like this. I mean, they've got to be ready to rise up to that challenge.
That's good from Ellis. And you think about the All-Star game last year, Greg, some concern about the lack of competition. It worries me. Does it worry you?
Kevin, it's not ideal. I think it's worth asking what could give the players more incentive to win, whether that's money or something else we can think of.
Oh, free throws good from Ellis. And they're great at both ends, but the Sixers offense, Greg, the Sixers offense is elite.
And it all starts with Joel Embiid feasting inside and at the free throw line. And his teammates reap the benefits as well with wide open shots on the perimeter.
Early 2023 saw Cam Thomas just erupt as a scorer, Greg. We were talking about it every game. A guy who was ready to break out.
And, Kevin, I like using the word ready because he was given an opportunity and took it. And he showed us all what a productive machine he could be.
Shooting two.
And the first one drops. And GA, this Nets team, kind of slim on the interior, don't you think? How can they be most effective?
Well, you've got to press that advantage as far as quickness and get out and run and challenge opposing bigs to cover you in space.
And both free throws good for Thomas. Well, Clark, even with all their roster movement, all the player moves they've made, the 76ers have managed to have sustained success.
You know what, Kevin? I agree. Their roster has gone through a lot of changes recently with key players being moved, which makes it even harder to sustain success. But they've found a way to keep winning.
And here in the first quarter, with a little over 3.5 minutes played, Bridges outside. Trains it from beyond the arc. Bridges got 7.
And he is really in a zone right now, playing and scoring with confidence.
Maxey looking it over. Pass to the kid. Back to Maxey. Just 5 on the clock. Ellis wide open. The kid. A three-pointer, no good. Nets trail by 5. And Bridges with a clear path to the basket.
You know, even though it's a point-blank range shot, that's not an easy one, especially when the defense is that tight.
Tries again. A nice shot by Embiid. 6 points for him.
I don't know what's happening defensively, but they're not putting up any resistance.
I tell you what, it reminds me of one of my college coaches who used to say, that ain't gonna get it done. That's 5 straight baskets in the paint now.
8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Passes to the kid. Over in the corner, Portis. Good ball movement here by the 76ers. No good off the back of the rim.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
When he gets aggressive shooting, and I think Simmons is at his best when he's attacking and being aggressive, earns a trip to the line there as a result.
The Nets shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game.
Not really where you'd like to be as a team in terms of free throw shooting, just about 73%.
Take a break.
And you know their performance at the line. It's definitely dropped off. Not the trend they were looking for.
That one is off.
You know, Ben Simmons, so unique as a player. I think he's one of the few non-bigs.
Big group substitution here for Brooklyn. Nicholas Claxton's checked in for Mohamed Bamba. Sharp comes in for Trendon Watford. Mikal Bridges checked in for Cameron Thomas. And Dennis Schroeder subbed in for Simmons. The free throw drops for Embiid.
How about Joel Embiid? A high-risk, high-reward pick turns into a superstar.
Yeah, that's well said, Greg. I mean, he sat out 2 years before even seeing the NBA court. Sustained a foot injury before being drafted. Persevered through that. And is now one of the most dominant big men and players in the game.
So with Thomas sitting on the bench. So this is who Kevin Ollie has out there. Dennis Schroeder is out there with Bridges. Then it's Sharp. Then there's Nicholas Claxton. And it's Johnson in at the 3 spot. And while we've got a moment, let's send it over to our terrific reporter, David Aldridge. David?
Kevin, thanks. Devin Vassell knows where his bread is buttered. He said, I want to excel at the defensive end. When I was at Florida State, you're not going to play if you don't play defense. That stuck with me. You can't control makes and misses, but you can control what you do on the defensive end. Kevin?
Oh, David, I like that mentality. Good for him. Hey, thanks for that story. Bridges against Ellis. The pass to Schroeder. A putback, and even after 2 offensive rebounds, they just can't get the lid off. Odd pass to Oubre. Pass to the kid. Got a piece of it. Oubre against Bridges. Oubre with the steal. Oh, and here comes Oubre all alone. Throws down the breakaway jam.
That's a double whammy, guys.
That's right. A great defensive play, then the emphatic stuff.
Well, turning defense to offense, we talk about it all the time. Try to hit your opponent at the other end before they can set up the defense.
And still, he's scoreless. Boy, they could use just a little bit of help from him.
Pass to the kid. 1:52 left here in the second, and he gets the bucket. The Kid's got 4 points this quarter. And now we'll get a perspective here on how the hustle game has been going for the 76ers.
They're contesting shots and have also come up with some significant blocks, putting a little doubt into the minds of the opposing shooters.
And I don't think we can ignore the activity they've shown on the defensive end. Plenty of quick hands, and it's resulted in a number of steals.
Here's the Kid. 17-point lead, their biggest. Kicks to Embiid. It's stolen by Johnson. Bridges against Ellis. Johnson dishes to Bridges. Schroeder with the ball. Hasn't made one yet. Got a hand on it, and he gets it back. Great D that time from Oubre.
And he has definitely been struggling in this quarter.
You know, guys, it seems to me as though he's over anxious. He seems to be pressing, trying too hard, moving too fast. Just needs to calm himself down and wait for good shots.
Shot clock at 6. The shot. And they get it back. Here's Capella. And the 76ers get it back. The Kid can't hit. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Johnson, the pass to Schroeder. They need this one. That doesn't go either for Schroeder. And so it's the Philadelphia 76ers out in front by 17 points at the end of the quarter. And they're winning the turnover battle very easily in this one. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge standing by courtside. David. Thank you, David. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half momentarily.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey everybody, good to see you back here on our Joel Embiid having an outstanding game. He had 13 points and 6 rebounds. And from what we... And that's going to do it for our half.
And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. Joel Embiid has been sensational.
And he was an absolute monster on the offensive glass in that first half. I don't know how you slow him down.
And you know what, guys? I think it starts with having a body on him every time a shot goes up. I mean, they got to do a better job boxing out.
And on the floor for Nick Nurse as we get into the second half. We've got Joel Embiid. Ellis is out there with the kid. Then there's Bobby Portis. And it's Oubre in at the small forward position. Thomas up top. He's guarded by Ellis. Here's Johnson, and stolen by Portis. The feed to Oubre. Bridges with the steal. He kicks to Schroeder. Up top, Claxton. Back to Schroeder. An easy 2 points on the layup. And Clark, we see so much more dribble handoff action these days. It's part of almost every offense.
Yeah, you know, it gets a little redundant, but it's effective, Kevin. And you know, the league is a copycat league. If it's working, you continue to do it yourself. Teams realize how useful it can be creating the matchups they want. That's a big driver of it, and players are good at running it. And quite, you know, for fans, it tends to be pretty entertaining because you typically are playing through your best players.
Here's what Brooklyn's going with right now. Mohamed Bamba, he's checked in for Nicholas Claxton. Trendon Watford comes in for Johnson. And it's Ben Simmons in for Dennis Schroeder. And here's Thomas, who brings it up for the Nets. 19-point game. Pass to Watford. The dish to Simmons. Shot clock at 5. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Simmons. And here we can check out the score for Cameron Thomas. And Philadelphia has possession. They've only allowed 2 points so far here in the second half. To the paint. And the dunk by Embiid.
Outstanding agility in the screen and roll by Joel Embiid. I mean, he's so good at getting out of the screen quickly and getting to the right spot.
Time now to turn to our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David.
Thanks, Kevin. The NBA, of course, is so loaded, it's not easy to come out on top. Joel Embiid said, for us to be able to win, we need to try to be perfect. I need to play at the highest level possible. Our shooters and defense have to do their job. It's tough, but it's fun. I guess you have to enjoy the journey as well, Kevin.
Yep, the journey, right, David, is the reward. That's for sure. Dave, thanks. For Philadelphia, they have been good at the line so far at 5 of 5.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
Yeah, guys, they can feel very good about themselves when you bring up those statistics. Impressive numbers.
And he makes the first.
You know, one of the things you really appreciate about Maxey is how freely he plays. He just...
The Nets shooting only 21% from the field so far. We've got Thomas. Bridges out there with Mohamed Bamba. Then there's Dennis Schroeder. And it's Claxton in at the pivot, manning the middle. So that's the Nets 5. Nobody near Schroeder. The three-pointer off the mark. Philadelphia is shooting at 52% from the field. They're clicking. To the inside, the kid. And out of bounds as the Nets gain possession.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
Some changes for Brooklyn. Keita Bates-Diop's checked in for Mikal Bridges. Walker comes in for Thomas. And it's Dennis Smith in for Dennis Schroeder. Then for the 76ers, Zach Collins checked in for Joel Embiid. Johnson comes in for Portis. And Hield subbed in for Kelly Oubre. And it's Smith that time on the assist by Walker.
Yeah, Smith makes you pay when he gets inside. Despite not being that big, he's got a lot of game in the paint.
The kid gets the bucket.
And obviously his momentum from the last game has carried over here tonight.
And you know that's how it goes with him. I mean, his hot streaks, guys, don't last minutes. They last days.
The Nets working the ball around now. And taken away by Ellis. Right wing. Down low. And the upcoming schedule for Brooklyn. On Wednesday, they'll head out on the road to face the Hawks in Atlanta. Then on Saturday, they'll face off against Jimmy Butler and the Miami Heat.
And for the matchup with the Bulls, it's the second game of a back-to-back, and you know they're going to be feeling the effects of it. Playing that much basketball in that short amount of time really takes a toll.
And Philadelphia making a change here. McDaniels checked in. Here's Smith. That's tipped.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A +10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
The Nets have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the fourth quarter. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
Starting to find a rhythm from the line now as they try to cut into this deficit.
And an important part of every team's game, a look at the hustle stats for the 76ers.
All game long, they've had active hands and really out in the passing lanes. And that aggression on defense has resulted in a ton of steals.
Yeah, you know, the defense just hasn't been able to keep up with them in this one. The transition game, as a result of good defense, has been very strong.
And the jump shot has been a dimension of this game where they've had a clear advantage.
They keep pulling up and watching them go down. It's a really nice thing to see.
Lays it in off the pretty alley-oop.
I like Hill's shot selection here. I mean, excellent at recognizing when he should look to let it fly.
Nets shooting a rough 22% so far in this one. Inside, here's Claxton. And it is flushed down with a nice jam.
Nothing soft about the putback there.
And why chance it, right? Take the dunk if you've got it.
Well, you know, if nobody's going to put a body on him, then that's going to be the result.
Here's the kid. And it's off from three-point range. Here's Bates Diop. Rebound by the 76ers. The kid's got 9 rebounds now tonight. And he makes good on the layup. 20 points for the kid.
And with the lead, I like the strategy here. Continue to get the ball to guys who can do something with it.
If it's working, keep working. And that's what I say. Keep the pressure on them.
Walker goes in. Overhealed. Shot's good by Walker. Walker's got 4 points now in the quarter. For Philadelphia, they've gone 4 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the fourth. Lets it go with a 3. It's hauled in by Claxton. Claxton's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Smith outside. Driving in. Collins grabs the miss.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over him. And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for Philadelphia.
It was a standout performance across the board.
I mean, it was like watching a cat play with a mouse. They were able to do more or less whatever they wanted.
And it'll advance their win total up to 12 on the season.
And they'll take the win tonight, setting the tone in the first matchup of this 4-game season series.
And it will be a fight. When you see an opponent that many times, it's inevitable that those games take on a little extra added meaning for the players.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and look at the stats, just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for the kid.
And the way he was able to dice up their D with his passing really made things easy for everyone else on his team.
Smith, the pass to Walker. Back to Smith. This one for 3. Johnson with the rebound. And here are the 76ers now. They've given up just 8 points in the fourth quarter. So it's Philadelphia winning this one easily. This crowd was stunned by the manner in which their team was dismantled.
You know what? Shocking.
Make sure to get home
Thank you
safely.
for that, David.
See you at the next
Thank you
sporting
for
event.
joining us. That'll do it for now. For David Aldridge.